Furcas, Forcas, is said to be over 20 legions. And typically people would say that would be 20,800 to 130,000, with 102,400 being more typical for 20 legions. But remember, a legion can be up to 5,000 with 1,000 horsemen, or 1,000 with tanks, or whatever you want to call it. They say it's cruel, strong, looking like an old man with white hair, a sharp weapon in hand on a pale horse. They say it teaches rhetoric, logic, astronomy, philosophy, palmistry, pyromancy, and their parts. And the chant we are looking at has two capitals in the first and the fourth word. So H being the capital, VXLIV, then LM, then XZ, then capital U, FIXZH, then IV, RNV. And that's the Demoniacus Bama chant. And there it is. Some would say this 50 times, according to its number, to symbolize that in place of ringing a musical instrument or pounding a drum or something like that 50 times. But others, just enough to feel change in the and Serpentine 666 says that it is like a Buddha, friendly and white-winged. Pathfinder Wiki says it likes snakes. It teaches herbs and stones, and Dictionary Infernal, perhaps, I think. Pathfinder Wiki says its home is in Forked Pyre and has a fondness for the trident. And Venus Satanis thought that Furcas helped bring her a husband to teach her. And she lived with him for 12 years. And Johann Weyer says that this entity is a president, but I haven't picked up on that myself. I gave it a unique sigil, kind of like a wrecking ball, and I don't know, I may have heard, and, you know, anyways, you know that there was that famous song that came out, that ridiculous song, but I came up with the idea around the time that came out, whether or not prior or whatever the deal was. It's a nocturnal. Some say its name is closer to the term for sepulcher. Some say it's close to the term for fork. The Church of Hermetic Sciences. Oh, anyways, Stephanie Connolly sees it for learning, and that it isn't too receptive otherwise. Michael W. Ford says it's for natal charts, and scrying and other clairvoyances, another clairvoyance, and says that it's very serious, and if you're not serious, it's going to be harsh with you. Little Doomwitch says that it's a air sort of entity. Nocturnal. It's as an uncle figure. It's kind of like Set Han or Azazel, and it works with elementals of the fire quadrant and some sense that we may look at. The ONA says ash. Others will just say banana, scamony, quassia, hemlock, hue, pine, Prxu. Oh, jalap, okay. Jalap, rue, parsley, cascara, sagredo, ivy, eucalyptus. And this is a season where drip, drip, drip eucalyptus oil in the thing, or if somebody finds eucalyptus leaves, and gets them to me, then I get eucalyptus leaves. Eucalyptus is also associated with the sun as a symbol because it's sort of a gold finder, and gold being the metal of the sun. The resonance going towards the outer rings of Jupiter, we have 2-1, 4-3, 5-4, 6-5, 7-6, and 1-1. The period going from the inner to the outer, we have 8-3, 12-5, 13-3, 13-9, 14-3, 16-7. The notes, we have C sharp, F, E, D sharp, C sharp. The intervals, we have P8, P4, M3, little M3, M2, P1. I said that wrong, didn't I? Anyways, the O and A music is going to give it the mode 2, A flat, and Vairagyan. And dawn to sunrise, and the last 2 hours of the day is your typical operations, as they would be called. And the Church of Hermetic Sciences is going to remind you that Kronos is like it, and it's going to say, well, if the Goetia was rectified, there'd be 12. Well, 72 plus 1 divided by 7 is not 12. So why would Saturn be a stronger influence? That wasn't quite explained, and I don't remember if in the Book of Solomonic Magic by Carol Pogronian, I know I read it and sourced it when doing my research for the papers and the works. I looked into that. Oh, went to my... I'll get that later. So why would that be the case? I personally say it stands alone, but having it as low number 20, yes, the one associated with Azazel, but why can't this also be a 200 Legion one, but without the two companies, right? But I'm not making any claims until I get information. The the D, the C through D minors would be the traditional musical scale. We have the scientific sound of Saturn being 147.85 hertz, which is a D in the 37th octave, 443 hertz over 440 hertz plus 11.9 centimeters, 69.3 over 138.6 beats per minute. So it's very slow there. And okay, G sharp and P5. Oh, 11-1 G sharp. Oh, the second ring going out would be resonance 11.1 period. Note G sharp and period P5. So I left that one out, but its resonance would be 3.2. Its period would be 11.1. And let me just say the chant before turning to my 2011 experiences to regard. And sealing it in brass-lined vessel, I turn to my experience for 2011, and let's dance. Oh, there's no turkey special effect right now. Maybe I was doing this tomorrow, they'd turkey me. Wait, that doesn't sound right. So, Friday, November 25th. (5:23 to 5:58 p.m.) I felt a series of gentle pressures in small areas. I tingled and felt a presence moving quickly around me. My pulse started to race, and I felt energetic. Tears came to my eyes. My reflection grew dark, and I saw thick auras around myself. I felt electric. As I grew more and more numb, phosphenes abounded. I felt shivers. Blurs of colorful gateways and vortexes were seen. Bliss flowed down me, and I felt heady. Something like a javelin of neon blue and white light poured out from my mouth, but wasn't felt. I saw things as brighter as I continued to rumble. I feel like there is utter stillness about, and would be crying tears of joy if my eyes were not already dry. And let's look at the Aramea, which is not biblical Hebrew. That was not supposed